You're leaving?
Yes. The Royal Spirit Crucible is in Leftheria. I believe it'll keep this sealed.
I see.
I have a request for you. I hear that a militia squad is evacuated to Specia. Give them a message from me. Once things are calm, they should come to Leftheria. Okay?
Understood. I'll do it.
What is that?
Caught up with you at last, Laura.
How do you know my name?
It knows human speech.
But it's not a blade.
Gort? What happened to you?
It hurt. Oh, the pain. It hurt when you cut my bloody arm off. Hmm? Is this my arm? Hey, I have an arm! It still hurts, though. It throbs and it throbs and it just doesn't stop.
I can't make sense of this.
He's lost his mind.
I don't think so. He seems ecstatic.
I'll use your blood as a balm for my wounds. How about it? Sound fair? Yeah! I'll start with you. You Torna blade. I'm paying you back for cutting my arms off, you dog! I'll have me arms back. And I think I deserve some interest too. I'll take your ears and nose as well. But first, I'll get your blood for my medicine. Then it'll be your turn, Laura. It's your meddling that did this to me after all. It was you and your bitch mother. I knew I should have gotten myself a decent woman. It's your bastard fault. Think you're gonna die quick? Nah, I'm gonna enjoy watching you suffer.
I will not let you insult my mother like that.
Huh? Hurts to hear the truth, don't it?
You think you can pass judgment on my mother? You don't know us!
Leave it, Laura. Trying to talk to him is a waste of time.
He's right. No more mercy. This creature is beyond help.
Jin. Hayes. You're right. I won't waste my mercy on him. But I will end his pain.
Excellent! I'll have me some prime-time entertainment with you, girl. Hope you're a screamer, Laura.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the finale of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna, the Gone Country. In the last episode, we did our battle with Malos, and we succeeded, if you can call it that.
We lost a couple friends in the process.
During that fight, Torna, Milton, and who knows how many lost their lives in a crossfire between Malos and Mithra. And during that fight, Hugo also sacrificed himself to save Adam, and in turn we lost him and both Bridget and Dion. Now we're all on our own, but as if things can get worse, a messed up face from our past has come back to haunt us one more time. Gortin, what can we say is messed up? But ready to go. So, I apologize if last episode was cut abruptly, but here we go. Here we have Gort, and straight away, his design it's definitely unique and something that we have not seen up to this point. You could call him an indigen or a blade
Cyborg gargoyle.
I guess you can't really describe it because there's nothing to base it on. The only thing that we can do is just keep attacking. And I just want to have a quick debrief on just everything that went down. Monolith, or I've said this a couple of times, but one of the things that Monolith has done well with this new art style is that it has definitely allowed emotion, especially facial expressions, to take the spotlight. If you were to go back and just look at Mithra's face when she saw Milton and Mikhail, and just the way that Mikhail reacted, almost shuddered, and just seeing that reaction, that is really tough. And not to mention a difficulty with Mithra, having to feel like that she did this, that she let her emotions get the better of her, was too late to start Malos, and not only lost friends but also lost the nation as well. Torna now no longer exists.
So they're on Gormont now?
I believe so, because there's no way in hell that there's no way in hell that they're still on Torna. And even going on to say, oh god.
Oh, you have an unbeatable 6 apparently.
I'm okay with that. It sort of takes the gravitas of the situation out of the game, but I don't know. And a small thing, I also like how the king of Torna also went down. Okay, that was that.
Well, when you've got a robotic arm, you're probably not going to be very steady.
No, and right on that cutscene, I know it's a small thing, but well, just the way the god was speaking and the way his arm was just shaking violently, it emphasizes Hayes' and Jin's point of like he's unhinged. He has completely lost his mind. Just honestly, it's kind of this. I don't know how you guys feel about backstage emotions, but we had to take time in between this recording session and the last one just to take in what just happened, because it was a lot, I'll be honest. It was just a lot to take in. Mm-hmm. So which was, and here is, I'm just gonna step away for a bit. Here is something that I want to emphasize on how much I really enjoy this expansion. All for this time, we have talked about, hey, you know what? It sucks because we know what it's gonna lead to. We know what's coming. But for it to just go down the way it did, it still hit. It still hit hard, and worst thing is, it's not gonna get better.
But I still wanted. I still wanted to play.
Shameless. To the very end. You can rest easy now, Mother.
Somebody turned Gort into that horrible thing.
Did they mean to kill us?
I don't know. But Malos dying won't necessarily be enough to bring peace to the world. That I am certain of.
As long as there are people.
There'll always be strife, I suppose.
Don't say that. Things can change. There's always hope. Don't you think, Jin?
Yes, you're right. As long as blades and humans are bonded to each other.
Surely, someday.
Passing by through the sunset sky, this wind will carry lots of memories. When you look around, you won't see me anywhere, but you will feel in the air that I am there. For a time away, with the wind gusting along.
In the course of a lifetime, a man will see uncountable meetings and partings. Yet, as your life's candle sputters and dies, whose face is it that rises to greet you? Happy is the man who can sleep in the comfort of the smile he sees then. No, I don't wish for forever. Even just for one moment. It's enough if it's with her. And yet, what is the man to do who has not been afforded that chance? The road stretches on without end. I cannot but walk down it. As long as I keep walking, I can hold out hope that one day the time may come when I see her smile again. That hope keeps me afloat.
You won't come back.
This is the road I must walk. Our paths won't cross. But should we, in fact, ever meet again? On that day,
Since that day you came into my head, our story began. So don't be scared to reach out for someone. I know you will be fine. Just
And there we are. That was Xenoblade Chronicles 2, The Gone Country.
Mm-hmm.
And, wow. I know it's a generic response, but just wow. As I alluded to, as soon as the fight ended, we knew this was coming.
Mm-hmm.
We knew what was going to happen. We knew that things were not going to end well.
I was hoping it would show the scene between Jin and Laura again, but I do appreciate them going for a hopeful ending.
Well, in all honesty, yeah. Man. If there's one thing that I can definitely say, is that this starts Xenoblade 2's adventure on such a strong note.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's probably going to be a controversial thing to say, but I definitely think you need to play the Golden Country first before the main game, because it starts off so strongly.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know it's going to sound cheesy to say, but you start off so strong, and you build friends and camaraderie along the way. Then it just all gets destroyed, and it needs to be built up, rebuilt in the main game. I think just that theme alone, for me, it's enough to say you should play this first.
It kind of makes me want to play the base game again.
Yeah. Me too. Okay, so let's do thoughts first. There's not going to be any more gameplay going on, so if you want to end off here, thank you for your time, but we see you in our next project. But again, if you're going to finish here, we appreciate your time and joining us through this, but now we are just going to discuss it. So, thoughts, feelings?
It ended so strongly. I mean, I thought that the side questy game mechanics was a nitpick, but the ending just overpowered that dramatically.
Yeah, because I've said this throughout the series. It's theming on building affinity and building up the relationships between your drivers and your blades. It's not just a theme for the story. It's not just a stat boost in combat. It's based around everything in the animations, in the dialogue, in the heart-to-hearts by the campsite, even the back and forth in the side quests. They all bounce off each other, and it just creates the link between these characters so strongly. So I think its theming is its strongest point, and I commend Monolith for that. It went out with the theme, and goddamn, it stuck with it. In every little thing. It's not just, like I said, just a stat boost for combat. It's in everything. It's even part of the community system, which is sort of a nitpick that we have. Ugh, man. So, whew, Jesus. And a final thought on that, for it to be a strong focus in every aspect of the game, and then for it all to come crumbling down, and it's even more tragic with Jin, because now he's had all for this good stuff happened to him between him, Laura, and everyone else, and now the guy who know Jin is going to become is horrendous.
No wonder why he was the way he was.
And I don't know about you, but having said that, just, him building up a strong bond with Laura and everyone else, to take the journal, to take the photo and burn it, like that's not part to me, or that's not relevant. Just for it to get thrown away, it's such a tragedy. And we're probably just gonna be rambling on about the story, so I apologize if it's getting dull, but if you couldn't tell, I really like it. It's short but sweet, but my god, is it great. Another thing that I like and I have to praise, pretty much for everyone involved, the voice acting. God, Laura, you should have been the voice actress for the main game, because she does a lot better job than Rex. And I'm not saying that to knock Rex's voice actor. I think he did very well for what he had to deliver. But Laura, I think she was constantly in tone, constantly proper, and just there never seemed a line that was out of place. Jin and Hayes, they are recurring roles. I think they did fantastic. Bridget and Gion, same thing. Sky Bennett is Mithra, slash Pyra, if you can call it that. Fantastic. In fact, I think we even saw a bit more development in Mithra, so the voice actress had to do a lot more. She's used to being this sassy Mithra, but now you have to do Mithra's voice, but try to be a little bit more obnoxious, or in different tones, more tragic. Adam, of course, like, yes, I'm Adam, and whatnot, and so on and so forth. Hugo, just, again, all-round great cast. The music, it took a bit of a snazzy, weird jazz turn, and did a few different renditions of our previous songs, but overall, though, I think they served their purpose, and they were really fantastic. And the end theme as well, it's like loved as well. The ending theme for the base game was fantastic, and so was this. And Ace and all the composers involved did a bang up job. Level design, a lot better. It was simplistic, and it wasn't as muddled as Moraldain. And its environments, though simplistic, I do appreciate it. But it's what they did with designs, like making the grandeur from the capital of Torna, or having the Torna Titan itself. It's like, that's cool. Oh man. Anyway, the combat. We said it. Yeah, we said it throughout this entire series from episode 1, and we've just grown to love it more, both in its execution and both in its details. It's more snappy, more engaging, more friendly to newcomers who may not know what's going on.
Easier to smash and topple and launch and stuff.
Yeah, making possible slugs much easier, much easier to go for. It was a
toned
bit
down on the kindred system.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And even then, you have an additional feature of like the Vanguard system, in which your blades aren't just behind you with their arms out going ooh. No, they have different buffs, and they help you out with different skills, and you can swap in. If you say like, oh, I'm getting health, I'm low on health, I'll switch in for a better person. It's like that thing. It keeps the fight. It keeps the fight engaging, because in the base game, if you were low on health, you'd either have to wait and hope to God your AI would heal you, or you'd have to keep your distance and try and heal up. With this game, though, you can be low on one character, jump in another, and still keep the combat going. It keeps you engaged, and it keeps you going. I love that. Smashing, I will admit, it got a bit ridiculous at times. I have to simply point to the Malos fight. It's like taking out half of his health in a single smash attack. It's like, dude, that's a bit extreme, not gonna lie. Although I have to say, one of the things that I do complain about the combat is that I do honestly feel like the chain attack system goes a little bit. No. Well, yeah, chain attack and maybe the blade combo system goes a little bit unused, because the enemies go down quicker than what they did in the base game, so you don't really have enough time to build up the combos and lay out the chain attacks. But at the same time, though, it is easier to build up the elemental bursts, so again, it gives and takes away. So, a lot of people are going to be wondering, how does this compare to the base game? Okay, well, I feel like, again, you just play this first. That's my humble and honest opinion, because I feel like this is a great setup point. You see things at their lowest, and you get a bit more context, and it gets you, I want to say, more motivated, I guess. But oh no. I'll get back to that at that point a little bit. What else we got? The side quest system. Definitely feel like it was a bit too heavy on the side quest, because.
But the characters, I think, were a bit more memorable as all the side quests themselves.
Yes. Yeah. Right, because you're helping out with fish fishing, you're dealing with the Nippon musketeers and whatnot, and just other things like that. It's more memorable, albeit not as memorable as the original, but again though, a lot better. Albeit it was a bit heavy on it. I mean, like side quest. You want to do more story? Well, you've got to build up the community for a reason or another. So that's a little strange there. Be like, oh, we can't do it because we need the belief of the people. Well, you could get the belief of the people if you make the threat go away. I mean, because if like your home country was in trouble, you wouldn't say, oh, hero of our lands, can you do my washing up for me? It's just like, no, you would make them believe by taking out a certain thing that's looming over them. But hey, that's just a little nitpick. One thing that I do appreciate, despite there being many side quests, at least they were easy to do, because most of the side quests in which might be generic stuff, like I need X amount of materials or X amount of this many type of things, you more or less had them all already. So you can just go, okay, side quest done.
Or I think it also helped that there were only 2 titans to choose from, whereas in the basic games, like, go to Temperantia and collect 5 of these, then go to the El Paso Cave and collect 5 of these.
True. So again, it doesn't waste your time. And another good thing that I like it, despite the side quests, at least with some of the side quests, it allows you to get more than one person in your affinity or your community, which I really think is good, because it speeds up the process. Albeit it cheats a little bit. So like, oh, now Gramps is here. What? And also there's musketeers, but they only count as 1, not 4. I think that's a bit cheating, but hey ho. So yeah, despite so many side quests, finishing them off wasn't really that hard to do. So again, it all depends on your preferences. That some people might call it padding, others may see it as being time efficient based on the nature of this game, i.e. an expansion. So again, how does this compare to the game? Unless there's anything else that you want to cover. Right. Just trying to think what else I cover with. I do like how the blades have their elements right straight off. In which case you don't have to go through core crystals. It's like, oh, I'm looking for an ice user, I'm looking for a dark user, etc, etc. You already had them as soon as you get Minoff, so that's that's good. It's just, this game feels like a little bit of a showcase. It wants to show you a, you know what, this is what I call an elevator pitch. It's being efficient with your time and getting as much as you can out there and making it impactful, albeit a little bit rough around the edges, but it still does its job, and it does its job very well. This is what I would call the Golden Country. A great example of an elevator pitch. If you were to say, oh, what's Xenoblade 2 about? You show them this. Be like, this is an emotional story, camaraderie, it gets torn apart. You, a young boy, gotta build it back up with, with new friends. It's like, that's a fantastic, it's great.
Defeat an evil Darkblade named Malos.
Yeah. We're giant robots. Oh god.
I was kind of hoping that we would get to actually fight with those eons, like can control Siren and just fight Malos with Siren.
True. I was
in
kind
like
of
a Xenoblade X kind of way.
I was kind of wishing that too, but at the same time, it would be really it'd be really hard to do that as well as keep the focus on, like, say, the main characters. So I can understand that from a narrative perspective, like we've been playing as Laura, Jin, and Hayes, and all the others there, and then suddenly the final battle is a giant robot. Myth and Laura and Jin and Hayes and everyone else gets pushed to the background. Not really thematically fitting, I think. So overall, just a fantastic experience. So again, final thoughts? Or do you have anything else you want to cover? Okay. Well, for me then, going back to my my point I promised to go back to, how this compared to the main game. I feel like it's got designs, it's got ideas, and it's got executions, which I feel the base game needs. It needs side quests which are more expansive, like this one was, despite it being so overblown. I feel like if all the side quests were spread more across, like it was if it were in the base game, because that game is big and it's long, so those side quests would be better spread out. But since it's so concise and so short, I get why it's difficult.
And I kind of like the fact that Torna omitted extra blades.
You think so?
Yeah, because in the base game you have so many blades, and I feel like with these 9 characters here, it feels like you can connect with all of them emotionally, but when there's so many blades, Perun, Wolfric, Theory, Praxis, so many different rare blades, it's hard to have an emotional connection with them all.
Yeah, and their blade quests do help that, but at the same time though, some of the blade quests aren't good, they just feel like chores. This one, I never got bored.
Yeah, because like what I liked about, one of the things I liked about the original is that you had 7 characters to get attached to. There's no external outside characters that got in the way too much, like the blades do in the base game.
I know, and again, some of the affinity building or some of the blade quests or anything, or running the missions, they felt like chores sometimes in the main game. The side quests and the main story, none of this ever felt like a chore. I felt like it was padding out a bit, but it was still enjoyable. So yeah, this game this expansion does not want to waste your time. I feel like it's a fantastic use of time. And I feel like it could have had more focus on concise characters and the combat. As much as I love or enjoy Atu's combat, it can drag on for a bit. It can be complicated or downright unfair at times.
Another thing I kind of wish about Torna is that we get to explore the other Titans as well. Like, I kind of would have liked to see ancient Morardain, when they talked about the different cities in Morardain's like, I want to explore those cities.
True. But at the same time though, if it's expansion, they can only do so much. I mean, I'd hate to imagine how long it took them to rebuild Gormon from the ground, rebuild Gormon for what it was. And to also develop an entire new city with Torna and four new characters, and all within like a year's time. And that's on top of them having to do updates for the base game and bringing out more content for the expansion pass, in which we'll get to on our final point, because there's one question that I think a lot of people want answered, but we'll get to that again lastly.
I guess now that you think about it, like, we have nitpicks about the blades and the DLCs that we received and whatnot. It kind of ties in with all Monolith, how hard they're working on all of that. it just nullifies our nitpicks. Like, they worked really hard to put all of this, including the patches and this Torna DLC. The nitpicks are not really anything.
I know, but that's still... I know, but as anything, if you produce a piece of content, it's up for review, and it deserves to be called out if something you don't like, because that's what reviews are. This is not a review. This is just us, just unwinding and divulging our thoughts on the entire thing. Anyway, something that I've just remembered, just the final cutscene we've had, in which we've seen the credits and all that jazz. One weird thing I find is that it showed the cutscene of like, oh, we have some people in Indol being assassinated, and also the Praetor being killed, and Malthus there, then being elected Praetor. It's like, okay, we're just gonna gloss over that. We didn't really get much context in like why Amalthus wanted to kill the Praetor, apart from generic lust for power. Oh no, I just feel like that kind of thing would have been nice. Nice to explore more, but at the same time though, I didn't want to see Penguin Man anymore.
I think my interpretation is that Amalthus wanted to become Praetor so that he can better use his powers to help Malos with world destruction.
I know.
As a Praetor, he can send out armies to kill people, and he can use Indol to shoot other Titans like he did in the base game.
I guess. It's just, I would just like a bit more context. Rather than I want to do evil things. It just takes a lot more than that. And I'll say it. No, I've said it before. No, and I'll say it again. As much as I love Monolith, I don't understand their hatred for not animating Amalthus's arms. Come on. But again, nitpick. I just feel like that sort of thing could have been done a lot better. But again. So anyway. This has a lot of things that the base game definitely needed, and there's a lot of things here that could have worked better in the main game because exhibit size and grandeur. But at the same time though, to say I'm happy with what we got, that's an understatement. I'm really happy with what we got here. I could not think of a better way in which we could have capped it off, because again, we knew this bad ending was coming, but the way they exceeded expectations, showing just the down spiral and the way it was done, I feel like is fantastic.
And yeah, I was worried when it says Malos is the final battle. It's like, oh, so you're not going to explain how Adam sealed Mithra and whatnot? But then it changed everything, turned it on its head.
Yeah. Kind of a weird idea to end the game with Gort. It's like, okay, I thought we dealt with Gort back in Gormon's. Like, why did we need closure after everything that happened? I feel like Gort should have been there to, like, oh no, before Malos. Maybe just to be like, thought you got rid of me? No, sorry. I just feel like
an anticlimactic ending in some ways.
Yeah,
because you're just reeling from the exciting battle from Malos, and then you just had to fight this little ogre here.
I know. I just feel like I get the feeling he was there to say like, yes, the chapter is closed now. That part of your past is done. It's finished. But no, we did that when it came to Gormon in the first parts of the game. We beat him. We cut off his other arm. We bested him. That's done. But again, narrative-wise, I'm so happy. I'm so happy with what we got. So, now then, on to the last thing. It's kind of a tangent, I guess, but it still includes Torna. Is expansion pass worth it for Xenoblade 2? I was definitely cautious because I felt like, oh, you're gonna get 3 blades and you're gonna get the battle arena. It's like, okay, that's Shogun Fiora. Good, cool, that's fan service. I like it. But what about actual content? This has put me on the side of like, yes. If you cannot get the physical copy alone of this, the expansion pass is definitely worth it. Just on this alone. Because it's so nice to just have another side of the story. But so let's do our summaries then of this, and for a final note. You first.
I think I've said everything I needed to say.
Okay, so how would you so in just one brief phrase, how would you describe this game?
Torna or the whole package?
Torna.
Impactful.
For me, it exceeds expectations. It does a fantastic job, and as corny as it is, this makes you believe in the power of friendship. Oh, that was a crap joke. So, I guess that's it. We have talked about everything that we wanted. I've said my piece. You said your piece. So, we shall indeed save. And here we are. And seems like it sounds like Pyra and Aegis are waiting for some. I'm waiting for someone. But I guess only time will tell how that's gonna pan out. But on that note, guys, thank you for joining us for Torna the Gone Country. I've enjoyed my time with it, and I've enjoyed my time playing it with my wife. We will always enjoy Xenoblade Chronicles, both in its series and as far as its gameplay goes. Monolith, as far as I'm concerned, albeit a little bit bumpy, hit out the park. But with that, guys, and I'm not just saying this just for Torna, and not just for the base game in general. Thanks for joining us on this journey. We really appreciate it. And so, now, what's next for us? Well, I think we go back a bit further. Maybe continue on another series where it was dormant for a while. But hey ho. And who knows? Maybe someday down the road, we'll come back to this.
Maybe we can kiss New Game Plus just while we're reeling on what happened in Torna.
True, we can. And hey, speaking of New Game Plus, but yeah, but that guys, our story for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 ends here. Albeit on a bit of a depressing note, but on this screen, I'd like to feel like it's more of a hopeful tone, like you mentioned. But again, guys, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.